The parts we ordered finally arrived, which basically means we are a couple of steps closer to completing the build. Oh, I want to see if I can get this build done before the move. And another thing I need to tackle is this room. It is an absolute disaster, but the reasoning to that is, well, we're trying to get things ready to then move on to the next Lego studio. And there's a lot to do. But okay, let's go ahead and get to some of this build because we still have so many things to take care of. All right, so right off the bat, the first thing that I want to tackle and the reasoning that we've been waiting for these parts is to go ahead and get this piece built here, which is the pipe that is letting out all the gunk and garbage and all the dirty stuff. So let's hop to that first. And voila. This is what we were talking about when we said that we were going to brick build the actual pipe. Now, what we needed to wait on were a bunch of pieces of these 1x2s that has that circular function. And what we did was we weave them. Let me get this camera to kind of point down a little bit. We went ahead and weave them in a pattern that would allow us to create this circle. And our thought process behind it was because initially when we built it, it just looked very gray and very clean. So then we decided, okay, well, we want to change that. A pipe that's been sitting in the sewer for quite some time more than likely may have some buildup of rust and gunk and grime. And so what we did is we started off at the top with light gray because, well, sometimes gunk doesn't get that high. So that's going to look brand new. It's still going to look like it's in good condition. But as you go down, then you start to see where the rust starts to kind of build up and climb. And then same thing on this side, the rust starts to build up and climb. And then down here, where most of the gunk and grime is constantly flowing through, it will then turn the color of this to whatever that junk is going to be. And it's not going to be as thick or a dark brown because it's constantly flowing. It's going to be a little lighter. So this is exactly what we were trying to do here. Now we did do some wedge pieces around the outside just to give it a little bit of texture and to change it up a smidge, but I really like the way that this looks. Now, also we devised we oh I'm all over the place. We also devised a plan to show the flow of material, and that's what we're going to tackle next because I think it's going to come out really well. But let me know in the comments. What do you think? I like the way that it looks. I like that transitioning of the color here where you can see, let me get this camera to kind of move. You can see the transitioning of the rust over to the normal pipe color. Yeah, I just think it came out really, really well. And I'm very happy with it. All right, now let's work on that water flow. Okay, so here is the water flowing out of the pipe. Now, we actually did several different versions, and this version really did appeal to us simply because you're able to add some material that's also mixed in with the water. And the way that the water flows and looks, it just, in my opinion, it looks great. Now, it does look a little dark. Unfortunately, on camera, the the camera decides to make some colors darker and some colors lighter. I'm going to see if I can fix that in post. But in person, it's not as dark. It was built out of the translucent light blue pieces. But I'm guessing because the back of it, there's not a lot of like light back here. It's creating this to look a little bit darker, but it looks way lighter than what it is. Now, again, we added some pieces, some material, some junk to the flow of the water. And I did indeed use like 4 or 5 darker blue translucent pieces just to kind of add a little bit of different color in that flow of the water. But yes, very, very cool. Now, also working along with this, we went ahead and started messing with the wall. We went ahead and completed the back part to here and then started kind of going this way just to see how things would look, to get kind of ideas of where we want to do some placements and whatever. Now, because we finished this right here, and I'm going to have to move the camera up a little bit. It's going to be a little choppy here. Okay, so now we have materials and stuff inside of here, which we showed earlier. And then we put black brick back here to make it look like it just goes further, 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 and it gets darker and darker and darker in there, which that's what's going to happen in a tunnel like this. So yeah, I think altogether with everything kind of the way that it flows with the pipe, the water, everything all together just looks really good. So now we're going to go ahead and continue with the walls because I'm going to see if I can complete the walls in this video. So we can get some placement for things, and then we can mock some other stuff out on the back end, and then it'll help out kind of get the next video coming out because we're still packing. We need to keep going. There's so many things happening all at the same time. It's a little overwhelming, but we still got time for Lego. Well, we still got time to build Lego. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. Well, we have walls. But as always, when building a Lego city, you eventually run into the problem of not having enough brick. We do not have enough brick to finish building the rest of the walls. This right here is going to be the point where it's the highest that it can be before running into the top where this is going to be slid into. So this is going to be the top height. So we clearly need way more brick in this color to go ahead and complete the walls all the way to the top. It always happens while you're building, you're mocking, you're gonna run out of pieces, and eventually you're gonna have to end up ordering some stuff. So, okay, well, we have details. We got some masonry brick here to kind of show us a little bit of details, some different colors, some staining, that good stuff, as well as over here. Now, if you look over here to this side, we do have a few bricks that have holes in them. Well, that's going to be for very specific things that you do find in sewers, in tunnels, but we're not going to talk about that yet because we still need to figure out if we can even build it. So we're not going to go into details. We're just going to try to figure it off camera, and then eventually you will see it here in the full build. Lots of area to work with here. So cannot wait to, trash this place up and kind of put some really cool builds to just indicate that this is obviously a sewer and the Ninja Turtles are rolling around in here. So as we shift over a little bit to the left, I went ahead and put this gate in. Now the reasoning to this gate is, in a previous life, I was a technician for, water filtration plants, petrochemical, that type of stuff. And we would always be going into tunnels, and they had to have doors that would separate certain areas and you would need keys to and all that stuff. And literally the doors looked like this. They were just the easiest rebarb welded type things together, again, just to not allow certain access to certain areas. So perfect. I think this came out great. We went ahead and put dark black brick in the background so that it just looks like it's just super dark in there and you have no idea what goes past that door. And I think it came out great. I like the way that it looks. I was happy that I had just one of these in the spare parts that I had. Now, also looking at this side, we do have also, keep saying also a lot, but anyways, also, we do have some masonry brickwork as well on this side. And I really like the way that these colors are really popping off of the dark bluish gray. It just looks very, very good. But, well, in person, in camera, sometimes the colors just don't really come out all that well. Okay, now if we focus on the other side, we got some studs right here. I don't know what's going to go here. Well, we're going to find out. And then over here, you can see the same thing. We also have some bricks with some holes in them. And that is going to be for a very specific build. So very cool. Now right here, we have some ladders. I was going to say stairs, but you do have a ladder. Now, where is this ladder leading to? Well, it's going to be leading to here on the Lego City. We thought it would be perfect to have like a manhole cover in an offshoot area. I don't know how we're going to disguise this, but we are going to make this maybe an area where people are just kind of storing extra things or whatever. And then that's going to allow for us to put that manhole cover there. And that's going to be access to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles getting into the city and fighting crime and all of that great stuff. We thought that worked out perfectly. Okay, now again, like I said before, we're gonna need to order some more parts. We need 1x2s, 1x4s, 1x6s, 1x8s, 1x1s, all in dark bluish gray so that we can stagger out the wall build and really make this super sturdy. But then we still have to work on the bridge that we got going on here and then what we have planned over here as well. So there's still plenty of stuff that needs to be done, and obviously plenty of parts that need to be ordered. Well, okay, I think that got us to the end of the video. We are still packing, and so I'm trying to do content in between packing, in between doing everything else, and trying to be as efficient as possible. So if you enjoyed the video, please do us a favor and go down there and hit it with a like. If you think the build is turning out great, also hit it with a like. If you want to see more content like this about LEGO, our move that's currently happening, the build of the city, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle lair, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Let us know in the comment sections below, what did you think about how the water came out? I know that the fan above me, it's a little hot in this room, so I got to turn that fan on. It's giving you a little bit of reflection weirdness there. But I thought it came out great in the way that it flows. Now it's a little bit off right here, but you can see that the color's a little bit better than it not being, the camera not being like straight head on. But anyways, I like the way that it came out. It looks very, very nice. So let us know in the comment section below, what do you think about the build overall as it stands right now? Well, that being said, that's going to be the end of the video. While you're out there looking for LEGO, hunting for that perfect set for you, be safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye or bye. One of the ways, one of the two. It'll work either way.